Tonight on Alaska's News Source, the families and friends of homicide victims gather to remember their loved ones. Plus, last day to register for the primary election approaches. How to get a ballot of your own.
Rainy weather continues for the South Central region, and now you can add gusty winds. I'll have details coming up.
And as the World Eskimo Indian Olympics comes to a close, attendees reflect on the community connection it brings.
You're watching Alaska's News Source.
The U.S. Marshals Service and the Ketchikan Police have arrested a man wanted on 2 counts of rape out of Nashville. The U.S. Marshals Service says police arrested Michael Shane Vaughn earlier today in Ketchikan. He will remain in custody in Alaska until he is taken back to Nashville. Vaughn was last seen in September 2025. The U.S. Marshals Service says Vaughn told police and his family that he would flee to Alaska, where he's lived before. And a Michigan man has been charged with murder after a Fairbanks man vanished 32 years ago. Alaska State Troopers say 54-year-old Christopher Pops is charged in the death of Patrick Dirth. He was reported missing in November 1993. In January 2025, troopers received an anonymous tip, AST says, was later identified to be from Pops, that he had killed someone. Troopers found remains near mile 47 of the Stees Highway, identified as Dirth. Troopers say Pops will be held in Michigan until he is taken to Alaska. 2 U.S. service members died in an Iranian attack yesterday, bringing the total number of Americans killed to 16 since fighting began in February. As Troyan Smalls reports, the Pentagon says that at the direction of President Trump, it launched new airstrikes on Iran tonight as punishment.
U.S. Central Command says Iranian ballistic missiles and drone attacks killed 2 service members in Jordan on Friday. 1 American is still missing. At least 4 others were medically evacuated to hospitals but have since been discharged. U.S. forces have conducted strikes against Iran for a week straight and implemented a naval blockade on the Strait of Hormuz. Friday night, U.S. forces hit surveillance sites, military logistics infrastructure, underground weapons storage, and maritime capabilities. The ongoing offensive has caused Iran to retaliate, taking aim at U.S. military targets in the region. And power and water plants in Kuwait. President Trump said this on Thursday at the White House.
We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly.
On Saturday, Iranian state TV read written remarks from the supreme leader. He called the U.S., quote, the Great Satan, and warned of unforgettable lessons if attacks continue. Torian Small, CBS News, Bridgewater, New Jersey.
Victims for Justice held its annual memorial for homicide victims today.
Josephine Biluck Riley. Cheryl Anna Sakar.
There has been a memorial for homicide victims in Anchorage since 1994. Each year, names are added to the memorial at the request of the victim's family. Victims for Justice says the memorial is designed to bring relief to family members in the form of community. And the weekend started on the rainy side. Any chance we'll see the sun soon? Let's check in with Christina Campbell at the Weather Center.
Michaela, I know everybody's waiting for that sunshine and warmth to return, and it will, but we're going to have to get through a few more rainy days and possibly some days with gusty winds. Right now, the weather pattern is going to continue to remain the same for the entire South Central region, with gusty winds picking up along Turnagain Arm and the Kenai Peninsula. Add to that some heavy rain showers for places like Seward, Whittier, and Portage. But summer-like conditions are moving into the interior and the southeast. In fact, they're not only going to see some sunshine in those areas, but they may see temperatures pushing 70s, even 80 degrees. Right now, 56 in Anchorage. Fairbanks, you're coming in at 65, Ketchikan at 64, and Palmer at 56 degrees. Look at our satellite radar. It doesn't look like much. In fact, when you zoom in to the Fairbanks area, we have scattered showers, lightning strikes moving in, just scattered, but the brunt of the precipitation is in the south, west and the South Central region, Bethel to Quinnipiac to the Bristol Bay region, some heavy in spots, and even across the South Central region. It doesn't look like a whole lot now, maybe just light drizzly showers, but as we look ahead, you can see what's coming Sunday into Monday. Heavy in spots, mainly for those areas that I mentioned earlier, Seward, Whittier, Portage. By Sunday night, Monday morning, heavy precipitation is expected, and some spots could see 3 to 5 inches of rain with a storm total of about 7 in some spots. More rain for your Sunday tomorrow. Highs of 60, sunny in Fairbanks and Juneau. Highs of 75, 67 for Juneau. It gets better in those spots. Bethel, just clouds and a high of 61. I'll have more details on your weather forecast and the 7-day outlook coming up a little bit later on, Michaela.
Thank you, Christina. You have until tomorrow to register to vote for the upcoming primary. July 19th is the last day to register and to update your registration before the August 18th election. Alaskans can register online, in person, or by submitting an application by mail, email, or fax. The World Eskimo Indian Olympics are wrapping up in Fairbanks today, bringing 4 days of athletics and cultural activities, as well as time with friends and families, to an end. This week, Alex Bangle caught up with a pair of elders to learn what this event means to them.
Sisters-in-law Marie Yaska and Helen Atla sat together in the Elders' Lounge Wednesday, making boot strings to prepare for an upcoming potlatch, honoring 8 members of the Huslia community who have died in the last year, enjoying Weo and reconnecting with family.
My niece that lives in Anchorage, she comes up here for this with her daughter and grandkids. Those kids, they're happy to see me. They fight about whose grandma I am.
All the people from different villages get together, meet each other, talking with them, interact with a lot of other people that we never see for 10 years.
They also watch young Alaskans learning about different ways of life from across the state.
There's not only one way to live, there's all different ways. Up north, they catch walrus, seals, and we don't do that in the interior because we don't even see them.
Yaska, originally from Huslia, says she enjoys watching the dancers, especially the children who really get into it.
When this is going on, we never had that back home. So this is entertaining to me.
Taking the opportunity to keep community alive and spread connections to the next generation. Alex Bengal, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.